What is going on, shrimp keepers? My camera looks weird today. Maybe it's just really bright in here. Let me see. I don't know. But anyway, there's been a lot going on these last couple days. There's my phone. And me and Amanda are working together right now. Let me mute this thing. But obviously, there's been a lot going on in these last, last week ish. I think Thursday is when we had our first conversation about it. Yeah. So last Thursday is when everything started changing for us. I'm a mess today. I can't get it off and it's going to drive me crazy. Let me see. There we go. So everyone knows that the coronavirus is among us, which is it's not as big of a deal for the younger generation as far as safety. If we do get it and we're healthy, it's not a huge deal. But look at the mice out playing. But it's a huge deal for the elderly. And so it's a huge deal for us because if you guys didn't know this, Amanda, my wife, actually has an immune disorder. And she could easily get sick, and that would be terrible. So I just want to talk today. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard a million things about the coronavirus and everything that's been going on. And it's been chaotic in your life. And hopefully today we can kind of just chill out and hopefully just, I don't know, relax a little bit, like get our minds off it. And we'll talk about it, but I don't want to dwell on it. I just want to let you guys know what we specifically are doing kind of to prevent Flip Aquatics from going through, a bad spell. Like if all of us get sick, it would be absolutely 100% horrible. So we are definitely doing some things to to prevent the team from getting sick. So good morning to everyone that is just now tuning in. Parker was the first one here. Said good morning. Hope you guys and gals are staying safe. Thank you so much, Parker. Hopefully everyone here is staying safe as well. Fish on Tank Dicks. Good morning to you, Spencer. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning. Exotics and Aquatics says, wash your hands. Good morning to you. Wildflower Aquatics, Emma in the house. Good morning to you. Jim Mainers, Jen, Fish, Out of Water Aquariums, Devin, Science Gal, Valley, 84, Exotic, William Jensen, and Bianca. Good morning to everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I'll just recap real quick. So obviously everyone knows that the coronavirus is going on and everything's getting shut down. Ohio is where I live, and our governor was cracking down right away. Like he did not mess around. Everything is like closed that needs to be closed. Like he was like I don't want to say he was the leader, but he definitely cracked down on us right away. Like, hey, this is what you can and can't do. So last weekend we had a trade show that got canceled, which thank God for that. That probably would have been bad. But good morning, everyone. I see Chase Ringo in here too. Good morning to you guys. So we're gonna enjoy some coffee and just talk about what Flip Aquatics is doing to keep our team safe and also keep our customers safe. So I guess the first thing to note is we are still shipping. We are still moving forward. Obviously, sales are going to slow down in a time like this, which is good because we actually it isn't good, but it is kind of good because we actually have to slow down. So what we've decided to do is we actually had one employee that their mom got sick, and we don't think it's coronavirus. Like it was just like a real quick, like maybe allergies, but we told him to stay home for at least a week and then maybe 2 weeks. Just depending. So Mike's been off work, and so it's just been Tyler, Jeff, Amanda, and I. If you guys didn't know this, Amanda actually has immune disorder. So if she got sick, that could be very bad. And so we're doing everything we can to prevent Amanda from getting sick. So what we decided to do is Jeff and Tyler are actually working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they're the ones that are going to be doing the bulk of shipping. They're working 12-hour days. So they're working 36 hours a week, which isn't quite 40 hours like they normally work. And then Amanda and I are working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10-hour shifts. So we're working 40 hours and we're just trying to like keep our distance. So I probably won't see Jeff and Tyler for like, I don't know, at least 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And so the biggest thing is we're trying to reduce the risk. So let's say if me, Amanda, Jeff, and Tyler were all working together and one of us gets sick, then, basically we're all sick. And then, who's going to take care of the shop at that point? And so at this point, if Jeff or Tyler get sick, then those two are out, and then me and Amanda could take care of the warehouse, and so on and so forth. So me and Amanda are like self-quarantining big time. So no one's allowed at the warehouse, just me and her, and we're gonna keep it running through the weekend. And then we're just trying to keep everyone safe, because I mean, you just never know. Like, we could completely be blowing this out of proportion. I don't think we are. So I would much rather just err on the side of caution and try to keep everyone safe and keep everyone working as much as possible. And so we actually went out, and you saw in my picture, I moved them, but we got some Clorox wipes. So we've actually been going through, and every person that has a container of Clorox wipes, and everything that they touch, they Clorox at the end of the day or Clorox throughout the day. No one's allowed to work together, so everyone's working kind of in their own departments, and we're just trying to limit the amount of exposure as much as humanly possible. Let's see what Cleveland Coin Collector said. He said, "Hello, Flip Aquatics. We have the best governor, but I wish he would have opened up the bars for St. Patrick's Day." Yeah, so that's just one of those things that, like, I mean, I don't want to get into politics at all, but I agree that it was the right decision, because obviously the younger generation, us, we're not as affected as much, but it's easy for us to spread it to everyone else. And so I thought it was a good move. I think it was just in the right amount of time. But obviously it was sad, and it ruined a lot of, like, it hurt a lot of companies. One, because, you know, St. Patrick's Day is a huge celebration, and it's a huge moneymaker for bars and stuff like that. And so there's a lot of places hurting. So definitely small businesses. It really is a scary time for us. One, because, like, you know, everyone's saving their money. No one really knows what's going to happen. People don't know if they're going to, you know, be laid off for a while, and they're going to have to not really like stretch their budget. And so I'm sure there's a lot of other pet stores, for example. Like, I'm sure a lot of pet stores are closed because they can't have the people coming in and out. I know at least here in Ohio, they would have to be closed because they're trying to keep it only to the necessities, which some might still be open and just doing their own thing. And so it's just it's crazy. The good thing for us is we're an online business, so we can still ship stuff. The bad thing is, like I said, is people are so uncertain of how long this is going to last. If it lasts for, 3 months, and a lot of people get laid off, and there's not as much work, which means there's not enough money going around. That's going to be tough for a company like us to get through this. But luckily, we've been blessed, and I truly believe. You guys know I believe in God, and I believe that God has a plan for us, and I know that we're going to get through it. So I'm personally not worried, but I know it's a scary time for a lot of business owners, and I know it's a scary time for you all, because obviously, there's so much uncertainty in what's going on right now. So GTA 5 wear. So yeah, so I mean, the good thing is for everyone that is staying at home, and even working from home, you get to spend more time with your family, which is always good. If you don't have a family, hopefully you're into video games, because it is the perfect time to be a video gamer, because you can just play all day and do what you do, and people think that's okay, opposed to in our normal lives they might judge us. And so the Fish Tank Barn, Mike dropping a $2 super chat, thank you so much, said the tip jar, stay safe everyone. And it's a crazy time that we live in. I mean, in our lifetimes, nothing like this has ever happened, and so it is crazy. So I'm gonna get a little drink of coffee, and I hope you guys have your coffee with you as well. So the reason that we didn't do this live stream yesterday was for the simple fact that we went to this new schedule, like I was talking about. So Jeff and Tyler are working Monday through Wednesday, and then Amanda and me are working Thursday through Sunday. And that way there's always somebody here 7 days a week. And we're not really worried about, cross-contamination as much. No coffee stores are sold out. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So I know that there's been a lot of pictures of empty shelves. And so we're very fortunate. As soon as the president made the address on Thursday of last week or Wednesday of last week, first thing I did on Thursday was go to the store. I went to Sam's Club first, and they were sold out of pretty much anything, but I got all of our groceries, nothing like excessive. And then from there, I went straight to Lowe's, and Lowe's had a bunch of toilet paper. So I got a roll I got a case for the shop, and then I got a case for home. And so, and then I went to CVS and I wiped them out of sanitizer wipes or disinfectant wipes because I know we needed some and I couldn't get any anywhere. And so I got like, I don't know, 15 cases or 15 packs of 35. And I figured that was enough to get us through the next month or two. And so we're really absolutely doing our best to that's funny. GTA 5 said there's only decaf left in the stores, which is perfect for me because that's all I drink now. I will say this: the last 2 days I was cooped up in my house with Amanda, and I would wake up early. I'd do some work from home. Me and Amanda would spend some time together. She would cook breakfast. And it's been pretty relaxing. Like, it's been pretty nice. I know that sounds weird, but you have to enjoy the little things when so much craziness is going around. And one of my I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances, my friend's husband, that's a better way to say it, actually got the coronavirus and is in critical condition. He's only in his mid 30s. And so it's real. I mean, it's really happening, and it's only going to happen more and more. My cousin has pneumonia, which for me basically says that he has the coronavirus. And so he's been sick for about 2 weeks, and he just finally went in and he got tested. Well, he didn't get tested. He went to the doctors and they gave him medicine for pneumonia. I don't know if they actually test him for the coronavirus, but there's 2 people potentially in my life that have it. And so it's one of those things that it's just gonna happen, and it's gonna take us all by surprise if we're not on top of it. Chris Alexander dropped a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. And so last Thursday, the president addressed the United States on Wednesday. He said that he was shutting down. I think it was anything coming in and out of Europe, any flights or anything like that. And so Thursday, I had a real conversation, or Wednesday night, I had a real conversation with Amanda, and we were just talking about what we were going to do. And so Thursday, I came in, and I remember I told all the guys, like, listen, like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start sanitizing everything. And they were just laughing at me. They were just laughing. And so I think originally a lot of people really thought this was a joke, and they didn't think it was as serious as it turned out to be, or how serious it's been. And then beginning of this week, I went over the new schedule with them, that they'd be working 3 days a week, 12-hour days. Amanda and me would be working the opposite 4 days for 10-hour days. And they were like, kind of like, oh, that sucks. But I guess we could do it. And I think it's just one of these things that, like, everything is so surprising and shocking, and we don't really know what's going to happen. But I guess my biggest thing right now is, one, the safety of my employees, and 2, well, definitely the safety of my employees and my family. So Amanda, I'm really watching out for her. 2 is you guys, keeping you guys safe. Anyone that's ordering stuff from us, making sure that our hands are clean when we're packing it. I really don't think that it can live on services for the 3 days that it takes to get to you. But just making sure that we're keeping you guys safe. And then 5, I guess 3, my other priority is keeping everyone working. So doing whatever we can to keep everyone working during this time, because I don't want my team to struggle. And so you guys will see in the next coming days. Definitely today, I'm going to be releasing some new fish that we got in. And then I'm going to be releasing shrimp for pre-orders, the ones that are all sold out of stock. I'm probably going to be doing some sales just to make sure that there's still, the money coming in, that I can keep my whole team working. And even if we as a business aren't making as much, even if we just break even for the next 3 months, that's a success. And if we can keep everyone working, that's even a bigger success. And so that's basically where we're at right now. And it really just comes down to limiting the amount of exposure you have with other people. And that's really what we're trying to do. And also, the standard stuff, washing your hands and sanitizing surfaces and everything like that. If anything happens out of this whole situation, I think it will just make us better as human beings on hygiene and cleaning up after ourselves and being aware of what we touch and what we sanitize and when we touch our faces. So at the end of the day, it's only going to make us more aware, and it's only going to help us moving forward. And I think living through this, we will all learn something. I know one thing. About a month into this, I'm pretty sure my wife's going to want to kill me from being stuck with me 24/7 and not having any interaction with other people. And so it's funny. And Emma just said it. Limited exposure with people. That's what I do normally. So I love the meme that's going around, like when quarantine happens and you realize that you've been doing quarantine all along. Like that's the story of a YouTuber. And so it's been crazy. So guys, feel free to ask questions. Tag me if you want to ask a question. Just do at Flip Aquatics, the @ sign, and then Flip Aquatics with the space in the middle, and it will pop up for me. Exotics and Aquatics says it can live on porous surfaces like cardboard for 15 plus days. It can't replicate, but it can live on those surfaces. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we can do the best we can do. So obviously, like, we've been getting in like large packages, and when we get them in, we sanitize them. And same thing with just everyday mail. I'll wipe it down with a hand sanitizer as I open it, or I'll open it with my hands and then wash my hands afterwards. And so, yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is not living in fear. I guess for me, I'm not afraid of it, because at the end of the day, like, I know if I died, I know where I'm going, and it's not as big of a deal as it would be for some people. And so yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just, don't panic. I mean, it is what it is. It's like, cold going around, and hopefully we can limit the amount of exposure, and the people that really need to not get it, hopefully those people don't get it, and they're like hardcore in quarantine. But the biggest thing I want you guys to know is that Flip Aquatics as a business, we are doing everything we can to prevent, and they always say don't touch your face, but my nose is itching. I did just wash my hands, so I should be good. But the biggest thing to know is that we are doing everything humanly possible to support the team here, all the employees. I see Mike's in the chat too. Keep everyone working and prevent the spread as much as possible. And that's all we can do. And so it should blow over, and I hope it does, and I hope everyone stays safe. Another rumor said, do you have any tanks at home to take care of? I do not. We have one pond at home in our living room, and we have a couple goldfish. That's pretty much it. We haven't done a water change on that, and I don't even know how long. I don't think we've ever done a water change on it, to be honest. But at the end of the day, like, how much we actually know about the coronavirus, we don't. We just hear what we read, or we just know what we read and what we hear. And so at the end of the day, like, just sanitize whatever you can, and don't touch your face when you're touching things that aren't in your everyday life. That other people could have came in contact with. And so Exotics and Aquatics says, when can you tell when dwarf pea puffers are ready to lay eggs? And that's the only way to live, my man. Yeah, no fear. When can you tell? I've never bred pea puffers, so I wouldn't say that I'm an expert by any sense of the imagination on pea puffers. So I really don't know. I would just look it up on Google, and that's what I would tell you. But I'm assuming, like most things, they start getting that big fat belly. And whenever they have that, I know guppies and mollies and stuff, when they start getting a square belly, that's when like they're ready to go. And so maybe it's the same for pea puffers, but I'm not sure. Ian Warner said, why are my cherry shrimp carrying eggs on outside? Is that a mouse behind you? Yeah, so these are the mice behind us. If you guys are members of our channel, you would know that we had a problem with mice at the beginning of winter, and I cannot kill an animal. Like, I mean, if I had to eat, I would. But if I can prevent it, I try not to kill them. So we actually caught the mice in humane traps, and then we put them in the cage. And then at the end of winter, which now it's spring, we're actually going to let them go outside. So they've lived the whole winter in there. I believe there's 4 of them. And let me see. Yeah, we got 1 out now. We got 1 of one breed and then 3 of another breed, and I don't know what breed they are. But I see my mom's in here too, Andrea Lupton. Shout out to her. And she said Robert loves all animals, and that is 100% true. 100% true. I absolutely do love animals. Somebody said Carl Mayer said, that's right, fear God, not man or virus. Amen. Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, if we're gonna, like, they say that 70 to 80% of our population will get the coronavirus, and so if you can't get it, please be one of that 20% or that 30%. And so at the end of the day, like, we're all going to be exposed to it at some point, I'm sure. And if we're not exposed to it this year, maybe we'll come back next year. And so it's one of those things that it's not like it's unpreventable. But you can just stay healthy, stay positive. Mindset is everything. Definitely in business. So like, and I'll relate this back to the coronavirus, but going through times like this, it's all about mindset. When I started this business, I had this idea that, I could build a successful business, and I knew I could. But I really never thought like, I always thought it was going to be like, me and my wife and maybe one or two employees. I never I wouldn't say never, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I put a ceiling over my head. I just limited myself to what I thought I was capable of. And it turns out that as soon as I figured out that I was capable of much more, I started doing much more. And same thing with this virus going around. If you just start believing that you're going to get sick and it's going to be terrible, like odds are your mind will actually trick you into getting sick. And it might not even be the coronavirus. You might just, give yourself the symptoms, and, you might think about not coughing. All of a sudden you start coughing just because you're thinking about it. And so mindset's everything. So I guess in days like today or times like we're in, if you can remain positive, if you can remain grounded in something, definitely do that. For me, it's just I'm living my best life, as they always say, and nothing can really stop me. All I can do is protect my wife from getting sick to the best of my ability, and as long as I know that I'm doing it to the best of my ability, then there's nothing else. Like I did it. Like she gets sick, she gets sick. If I get sick, I get sick. Like there's nothing more that we can do. And same thing with the business. Like we can keep chugging along, and if there's no sales, there's no sales, and if there's tons of sales, there's tons of sales. My God's my God, and that's the only thing that really matters to me. And he's bigger than all of this, and we'll get through it, just as we've gotten. This United States has gotten through this type of stuff, a million times. And so at the end of the day, it is what it is. And you just have to stay positive. I guess my biggest message for you guys, knowing the struggles that I have as a small business, and this isn't in any way, shape, or form like, hey, go buy something from Flip Aquatics. It's like in times like this, it's easy to go to the Walmarts of the world and buy everything there because they're going to have it. But if you could think of the little guy, the sparkle down the street or the convenience store, the people that are truly struggling because they don't have all this money, and they're not going to get bailed out, or they might, I don't know. But support small businesses as much as you can in times like this, because it really is a scary time to be a small business. And knowing what everything that's going on. And so we're just going to keep doing our best over here. We're going to keep chugging along. And I know that God has a plan for me and this business and my team. And I'm just going to keep us all working as long as I possibly can. And hopefully, God will take care of the rest. I see Radical Reefs in the house. I believe he's working today. So they're keeping him working. And, Carl said it's called psychosomatic. I guess that's when you just stay positive, or that's maybe when you believe you're getting sick because you just keep thinking it. I don't know. Another rumor said, I'm curious what exactly will come from the Tangerine Tigers and Blue Tiger crossbred. I bought mixed tigers from you, got them yesterday, and just curious what I'll get from them breeding. So you'll get what's called a Tybee. I'm not sure what they'll look like. They'll probably be a bunch of different colors, and then from there you can keep breeding them. And probably around generation 4, you'll start getting like definite patterns as long as you're mixing the ones that look the same. And so that's cool with that. Anthony Perry said, how's the beta rack going? So we actually sold all but 2 of the betas, and we have it on hold for now just because I didn't have enough time to be listing the betas, which I think is the hardest part. And we really didn't have a great way of taking good pictures of them. And so the beta rack is on pause. We're going to readdress in a little bit. Right now, our focus is bringing in new types of shrimp, and also bringing in new types of fish, and also bringing in new types of plants. And so those are all areas in which we've been doing really well. And so our plan is actually double the amount of plants that we're stocking right now. Set up a really automated system We've been testing one for a while, and it's been working really, really well. We've been able to keep some really hard to keep plants. And so if you guys didn't notice on our website, we actually have, I believe, like 12 different varieties of plants. And our goal is to get up to where we have like about 50, 60 different varieties and hopefully keep them in stock all the time. And so that's a big project that we're working on. The other thing is we're actually breaking down the current plant rack, and I think we're going to set it up in the new building. And where the current plant rack is, we're actually going to put a bunch more fish tanks in there so we can bring in more varieties and more types of fish, and hopefully just continuously bring in new stuff and have new stuff available. And with that being said, we're actually I'll be sending out an email today. We're going to be listing some new fish. I think we got in maybe 11 different types of new fish that we've never had before. And so over the last I want to say week, I've been going through and redoing the pictures and taking new pictures, and wait till you see them. I'm really proud of what I've been able to do. I've watched a few YouTube videos on editing pictures, and I finally got it down to where I can put the fish on a black background, and it looks really good and doesn't look off. And so I'm pretty good at that, and so you guys will have to stay tuned for that. If I think I put the link down below because it's still there from the previous week, our new fish section. So if you want to go check that out, I have maybe 10 of the pictures done on the website of fish that we've already kept and sold, and I really believe those pictures look pretty good. Vivian actually sent me a message and said that her friends thought that they were pieces, like art pieces, which I think she was just trying to flatter me, but still it made me feel pretty good that she thought they looked that good. New stock is always exciting, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but I did a live stream 3 weeks ago where I asked you guys to give me input on what type of nano fish I would bring in or what type you guys would want to see, and we actually took a lot of the advice and brought in a lot of new stuff, and so I'm excited to see how it does. And we're now offering the 1-packs, which you can buy 3 fish if you want, instead of having to buy a 5-pack, which has really been something that's been helping a lot too. And so it's really cool. So Bill Yo says, hello from China. How are you? I'm doing good. Hopefully you are doing good too. I know China was hit pretty hard with the coronavirus, and I'm glad to see that you guys are through the thick of it. And hopefully in the next 2 months, we'll be through the thick of it as well. And it'll be nice to put all this stuff behind us and just start moving on with our life as normal. But I need a sip of coffee. So yeah, how are you guys doing? Let me know. You guys start dropping some comments. Let me know how you guys are doing with this. Are you guys, not working? Have you been laid off? Or are you enjoying some time off? Are you working from home? Are the kids driving you crazy? I just want to see how you guys are dealing with this virus and how your states are dealing with it, and just kind of get an idea of what's going on from your guys' thing. Advocate for productive speech. Good job, Jess. Shut them down. Yeah. So again, at the end of the day, is the coronavirus a huge deal? Yes. And the reason being is because it affects people that are older than us, and the people that it doesn't affect are, thinking it's not a big deal and running around and getting other people sick. So yeah, it is what it is. Trish said she's laid off from Ford. Yeah, it's tough. Juicebox laid off, making lots of breakfast. That's good though. Breakfast is always a good thing. I might have to do something. I know that there's a shortage of eggs around the U.S. One thing that we have is chickens. So we have unbelievable amounts of eggs. And so I might do a thing and give some eggs away to people. I was thinking about going around to my neighbors, but I really don't feel like getting, exposed to anyone that could be sick. And so maybe I'll do a little post for you guys in the community chat, and if anyone needs eggs, we could ship you some eggs, and it would be kind of just a cool way of giving back. Let's see. Brian said, already worked from home, so not much changed for me. That's good though. That's good. Keeping things simple. Florante said, wife and I working remotely from home. Kids have their college classes from home as well. Well, that's kind of nice. I mean, the thing that stinks is now you got the kids cooped up with you. I'm sure that everyone's going a little crazy, but at the end of the day, at least you're still with your family and you get to enjoy some breakfast and hanging out. So that's really cool. Joe Shrimp Track dropping a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Joe. Here's some money for a roll of toilet paper. Yeah, so that, I mean, I think it's crazy. It's nuts that toilet paper went first. But I mean, it is what it is. You know what drives me crazy though? It doesn't really drive me crazy. It just kind of like, it makes me sad. Seeing people selling toilet paper online for $75 a case. Or somebody was selling a thing of Clorox wipes for like $50. Like, you know, in times like these, I think it's when we should come together, where if our neighbor needs Clorox wipes, we give them to them. Or if our neighbor needs eggs, you know, we have some to spare, give them to them. Anyone that wants to benefit from a pandemic, I mean, that's, for me, it really leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I really don't like that at all. It's like, yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I think that these things should drive us together and not force us apart. And I think people that take advantage of situations, it's just not what I do. And I don't think it's right. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And, you know, I don't know. It just is what it is. But thank you so much, Joe. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Lauren says, working in an empty building, keeping lights on for staff working remotely. Hey, at least you're still able to go into work and no one's there to mess with you. That's kind of nice. You get you out of the house. You're not getting cooped up. Chris Burrell said, kids at home from school, no flying for me. Companies all working from home. Well, hopefully you're still getting a paycheck. That's important. And if not, at least, you know, hopefully you got plenty saved up and you can enjoy some time with, I just read, Twin City Guppies. Oh my gosh. Twin City Guppies, King and Cy, says King said, my wife fired me. They own the business together. So that's hilarious. My one username says, working in front of my 75-gallon community tank. That is nice. That's really nice. Bill says, now I am working normally. Well, that's good. So China's back to working normal. Everything's back to normal. That's good. Lauren says, shopping and plotting next shrimp project. That's awesome. So that's the one good thing. Like if nothing's really changed in your life and, you know, the money's still coming in, for our hobby, this is the perfect time to be messing with your fish tank. So it kind of gives you an excuse to get some new shrimp or get some new fish and, you know, mess with the tank a little bit, add some new plants to it, maybe add a few new tanks. And so this is it's an opportunity to spend more time in the hobby right now. I wouldn't say it's a good thing, but it's an opportunity. The Fish Tank Barn says, working from home. My wife is a teacher, so she is handling the kids' schoolwork. The Fish Barn has been a great place to work from home with a little separation. Absolutely. That is nice to have a separate place and to be around your fish all day. Down the Wormhole said, I work at a pet shop. We are a essential business, not open full hours or compromised ones are laid off. So that's good. So if people are sick, you're laying them off. But that's good that you guys are able to stay open. Hopefully you're able to keep open. Better than television. It says, knock on the door and leave the eggs on the doorstep. It's not a bad idea. But you never know. People may be freaked out and not eat them. Might think that we're trying to get them sick. Ken Nielsen says, I'm retired and live alone on a 5-acre hobby farm. Well, so you have plenty to do then. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with just being with the animals and enjoying yourself. Carl said, IDOT of Illinois will be shutting down this week, so no state or federal construction products will be starting or moving forward. Yeah, that's scary. Ferrante said, we are actually all about family, so we are happy to be here together doing what we need to do. That's awesome. Let's see what Will said. Will said, fit for sure, says, I've had plenty of time to get the new aquarium stands set up and the tanks all moved over. So I guarantee Will's able to work from home, which is good. Science Gal says, I'm usually QT in the fish room normally, but no work right now. Yeah. Carl Carl says laid off here, drawing unemployment here. Thankfully, yeah, it is good that they sped up the unemployment. Lauren says, "Come together right now over me." I don't know what that means. Maybe it's a song. Come together. Yeah, it is a song. Aerosmith, I think. Don't quote me on that, and don't judge me for my singing. I know it's bad. Let's see. Deborah said, help. Your 10 shrimp I received last November, and now about 120. I'm taking care of them. Love and Rob. That's good. I'm glad you're having such success with them. Fragile Reefer says, hi, I'm having a problem with picking Brightwell products. Which one do you use and why? That's a good question. So the number one product that I use from Brightwell is definitely their soil. Number two would be shrimp prep. I use it whenever we get shrimp in. ACCR from Brightwell also, or from Flip Aquatics also works. So just those two things. If you use those when you get shrimp in, it will neutralize the ammonia, and or when you get fish in. Other than that, the GH and the KH remineralizer are always things that you could use if you're setting up a RO tank. And then other than that, it's just preference. I mean, the black water clear is pretty nice. It just adds extra tannins into the water, and it doesn't pollute the water. So it's just adding extra botanical type minerals into the water column. So those are just some of the ones off the top of my head. But I mean, try as many as you want. Oh, I'm talking too fast. I don't know why. I always yawn. But yeah, so I actually have to make a trip up to Cleveland today and pick up some supplies for the shop. So I'm going to be exposed to the elements, but hopefully not for long. Vatic85 says no break for first responders. Yeah, so first responders, I mean, they're the ones out there in the ditches and the trenches and getting it done. And there's no rest for them. And also they're exposed, like, which sucks. And I know my aunt lives with my grandma. My aunt's a nurse at the hospital. So, she's eventually going to get exposed to it. And then my grandma is in her 70s. So I would hate for her to get it. But there's nothing you could do. Again, you have to live your life and do the best you can to stay safe. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. Oh, that's right. Ryan Crowley says, what kind of bacteria would you recommend for Neocaridina? I would use TurboStart 700 from Fritz. That's what I would recommend. If you're setting up a Caridina tank, I would use Florinbacter 1. It's from the Brightwell shrimp line. So that's what I would do. Rinks Shrimp Farm says, I drive an 18-wheeler delivering shingles, still working so far. Yeah, and I'm sure if you were delivering any type of grocery, you'd be slammed right now. So I'm glad that it seems like the majority of people are still working. So that's a good thing. And for the people that aren't, it sounds like they're able to work from home, or they're at least able to get unemployment. So I'm glad that everyone here is still maintaining their positivity and being able to get through this tough season in the world we live in. But anyway, I have to get back to work. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for supporting Flip Aquatics and what we do here. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Huge shout out to all the members of the channel for the support that you guys provide every single month. I truly 100% appreciate it. And I really do enjoy these little live streams together. So before I sneeze, I'll tell you guys make it a great week. Stay safe. Keep your family safe. And we'll get through this together. So much love from me and my family to you guys. I'll be praying for all of you. And I just pray that God will continue to bless you guys and keep you all safe. And I'll keep you guys in my prayers. So you guys make it a great week. And as always, God bless. We'll see you guys next time.